very good evening to you from the National Stadium KM16 in Vientiane, the capital of Laos, who are hosting Vietnam here in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022. And this is the second fixture of the evening. It's a raucous atmosphere here, kind of similar to what we had a little earlier on in the other Group B match, as Malaysia edged out Myanmar in a drama-filled match in which the Malaysians got a goal early in the second half. Myanmar then had a very good response and had a penalty awarded very late on, but couldn't convert. Malaysia now at the top of the group. Laos hoping to somehow spring a surprise on ASEAN's top-ranked team, the only team ranked inside the world top 100. They are 96th in the world, Vietnam. Laos are 187th. And they are 9th in ASEAN. A team that has never gone beyond the group stages in 12 attempts. Wing Quang Hai, just a host of many star players in this side. And after the disappointment of the last edition just a year ago, when they came in as defending champions and failed to even make the final, they certainly want to right those wrongs as far as they're concerned, Vietnam. With me to take us through this action here at the 2-1 up, at the National Stadium KM16. He was with me earlier on, working at the 2-1 up, is Rish Roshan Rai.
Oh, looking forward to this one. I mean, that game that you were talking about earlier that just took place between Myanmar and Malaysia, what late drama at the end could have had a big impact on the standings. But here, this one, I think it's quite obvious. It's a very clear favourite, and there's a very clear underdog. That game between Myanmar and Malaysia was a close contest. This one, we expect there to be a big difference, a bit gulf in class and quality between these two sides. Laos are playing at home in front of their fans. They look to try and give a good account of themselves. And you really do expect Vietnam to take all 3 points in this one. And just as Thailand did in that game against Brunei, I think it's going to be important for Vietnam not just to take the 3 points, but for them to really step their authority and really show us all a good performance.
ลำดับต่อไปขอเสริมประธานยืนขึ้นเพื่อเคารพธงชาติเวียดนาม
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Vietnam. And next, please stand up for the national anthem of Laos.
Well, with the return of this format, playing home and away, it gives an opportunity for some of these countries who haven't seen international football, especially in the Southeast Asia stage, up close and personal. Looking at the Laos starting lineup, well, Billy Kekyo will lead the line. He's, of course, the only overseas-based player outside of Southeast Asia. Born in France. Sukapon is the main man in midfield, only a few caps away from becoming his country's most capped player. Bupachan not here for this tournament. That's perhaps a bit of a miss. And it's, again, very inexperienced side. Outside of Sukapon, the next most capped player is Kahan, with only 14 caps to his name. Vietnam, well, this is such a talented side that Park Hang-seo can call upon. They have so much depth, don't they? And even without some of the bigger names like Long Chuan Trong and Win Kong Puong, they have enough here, you'd say, Russian, to really cause some damage tonight.
More than enough. It's an incredible squad. I mean, the talent that they're producing in Vietnam, just outstanding. Southeast Asian standards, and not just that, competing on the Asian level as well, making it in the final round of World Cup qualifying.
Hiroki Kasahara from Japan is your referee for this one. Well, they're down as having a back four. Would you go with that, Laos?
Yeah, it's something they have played with, a back four under Michael Weiss in recent matches. But we have seen adjustments. You saw Brunei start with the back four as well. It started off with a 4-4-2 against Thailand before then, after conceding their first goal, switching into a back five. So there can be a bit of variation in what we expect and what actually turns out to be the case on the pitch once things get underway. Let's see what he's got up his sleeves, Michael Weiss. But they'll be up against such a talented Vietnam side with plenty of quality, good technical players. But under Park Hang-seo, they've also been taught how to defend and how to defend well. But they can also impose themselves on the opposition. And at this level, that is what you expect from this Vietnam side.
So it's Vietnam who get us going here. It's good noise, really good noise. Also good to see quite a big contingent of Vietnamese fans. You can just see them at the top of your screen in their red. Really contribute to that atmosphere.
But it already looks like a 4-4-2 from Laos off the ball.
Doc, and then Wei Nok Hai, who's a stalwart at the back. Well, we know they're very comfortable in that back three that Park Hang-seo has had them play for so long, and then of course he's got his wing backs love to get forward, don't they? Saw that in particular the AFF. Very different approach, of course, when they were in World Cup qualifying just over a year ago.
Yeah, they've got that ability to just vary their approach. And they need to have that flexibility, playing at different levels against different sides in these different competitions. Again, they are big guns here at the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup. Do you expect them to be the team that takes the game to all the other sides in the competition? It was a little bit disappointing. You mentioned just before we started this off how they exited
the
last AFF Championship.
After all the hype coming into it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a flat performance in the semi-final against Thailand. A very good Thailand side. I think we all expected a little bit more from Vietnam in that one.
There's the main man, Sukapon.
He's got plenty of experience, Sukaphon, and lots of quality as well. Just understanding that he was going nowhere really. Did enough to draw the contact, pick up the foul.
Well, we've seen so far, and you were mentioning, of course, how about this Vietnam side will want to do something similar to what Thailand eventually achieved, which was to get a, not just a win, but an emphatic one if they can, as they come forward here. Vietnam, Duan Van Hao.
Nice idea. You could see what Van Hao was trying to do. Instead of sending a cross in at head height, just wanted to play it in behind for this run of Tien Lin. Tien Lin, who was in really good goal-scoring form on the domestic stage. He's got lots of goals for Vietnam in World Cup qualifying as well.
Last year, yeah. Yeah, just going back to the point I was making about Vietnam, of course, trying to win with their flourish, but so far all the lower-ranked sides have acquitted themselves quite well in this competition, haven't they? And of course, there's that Cambodia result as well.
Yeah, Cambodia, I thought, were excellent in their opening game against Philippines. Very good in possession of the ball. A couple of mistakes at the back, but the quality in possession was just great to watch, and they were so confident in how they went out and how they played against the Philippines, how they approached that match. You also saw Brunei. Yes, there was a big gulf in quality between themselves and Thailand, but they fought, they tried very hard. Just, ultimately, that gulf in class really came through. And what was important for Thailand going into that game, as I said, was to show the right sort of attitude. Not to think that they could just go in and stroll around and they win the match. They actually played at a very good tempo. They moved the ball along quickly. They created lots and lots of chances. It could have been about 10 goals against Brunei. But Jaime was in top form in goal for Brunei. Yeah, and they just had to settle for 5. And the 3 points to go along with it. I think it's going to be the same for Vietnam. As I said, you want to see them play with the right sort of attitude. Don't want it to be an unconvincing sort of win in that sense.
I think everyone's, as we said, everyone's kind of feeding off the other results and looking at what's going on in this competition. Duan Van Hao getting forward, as we said. They would. Those wing backs.
Park Hang-seo's final tournament in charge.
Yeah.
This Vietnam side, what a run it's been.
This time last year there was all that talk about his extension, and there's another one of those shots on target.
The first one of the match.
Yeah, yes.
Well, it's going to register as a shot on target. Never any real danger though.
There's been quite a few of those, haven't there? So from the halfway line type of things.
I remember seeing it just last night.
Yep.
And Brunei looking to hit one from halfway, straight from kickoff.
Here's Duan Van Hao. Squares the ball into the box. Sucking in players. Win Tien Lin. To Hung Dung. They don't want to be mucking around with the ball inside the penalty area. Look at where everyone is inside that Laos half. Tan Tai can't keep it in. advantage, a very noticeable one. Do you mind? This is Queen Okai. Sorry, Duan Van Hao.
A lot of their early forays forward for Vietnam coming down this left. Van Hao, really good to see him involved. Such a good player. Provides so much quality for them down the left. His energy, work rate, and his deliveries.
Yeah, it's this left-hand side at the moment that's seeing a lot of action, isn't it? In these early stages.
And they can try and work the ball out to Duan Van Hao, and then you've got Hung Zung just dropping in on the inside to provide him with some support. There he goes again. Van Hao into Hung Zung.
Taza gets that away. Keeping the ball well at the moment, Vietnam. Trying to pile that pressure on. Nguyen Tan Chung. Now Duan Van Hao. Billy Kakyo's dropping deep to try and help out an extra body. On the other side, Ho Tan Tai. Well, the keeper just decided to hold on there, maybe hesitating. Kyo Don. Talking of inspiring performances, the Brunei goalkeeper yesterday, Jaime Nyaring, so impressive. Ended up conceding 5, but made 11 saves. Some of them were absolutely outstanding.
Seem to be attracting all the shots. Jaime Nyaring.
Patience is key, isn't it, in these sort of matches when you've got 10 men behind the ball?
Yeah, you know, looking for those openings to arrive. You need to shift the ball to shift the opposition, as they're doing here. It's a long way to go in this one. It's one of those, again, you feel that... so what I said about Thailand last night, get one goal and then things start to open up because the state of the game changes.
There's the first shot in anger from Vietnam. Let's go from Van Van Duk.
Nice reverse pass there from Quang Hai. Getting into a pocket of space in behind the Laos midfield. Throwing it into Van Van Duk. What an effort. Keeper was off his line. Wasn't closed down quickly.
This is going to be, we talk about patience from Vietnam, it's also Laos who's just got to be so disciplined and compact and I guess patient as well, because they're not going to have much of the ball.
Yeah, but and you'd expect that coming into a game like this. You know that you're going to have to be the side that's chasing a lot, looking to try and maintain that defensive discipline, closing, making sure you're communicating to each other, trying to keep the lines nice and tight. The spaces between the units compact. It's going to be an early yellow card here for Billy Ketkio.
Yeah, that was a late challenge. He's not even attempting to argue with that one. Exactly what happened there.
It's touched away, and they've just twisted his ankle here. Hong Duk,
oh yeah,
have a look at
on
that
the follow-up. Yeah,
that's a painful one. And you just hope it isn't something that's going to keep him out. Receiving some treatment, Hong Duk. He's another one who's such a good player. Well, I'm going to find myself saying that about everyone on this Vietnam side. Is such a good player, such a good player. But he's just he's got great technical quality in midfield, lots of composure in possession, drives the game for them. dictates the tempo for Park Hang-seo's side.
I think they're really going to miss him, aren't they, Park Hang-seo? I think Southeast Asian football will miss him. Or, to be honest, I'm sure he won't be short of a job offer or two.
Yeah, word is he's going to be looking to start a football academy in Vietnam. Enjoy a bit of a holiday
Clever.
after his contract is up, and then go back and start a football academy.
He's a national hero, though, isn't he?
He is. I mean, look, nobody is in the world, I think, universally liked. There's always going to be people who dislike you, and there will be some people happy to see him go, I'm sure. But I think the majority of fans are really grateful for the work that he's done, and I'm sure a lot of these players will be saying the same. As you see Sukaphon, good touch away from Zoiman.
Yeah, what he's done for Vietnam. Really raised their levels, as I mentioned, the top side, certainly in the rankings anyway, inside the top 100. Now an opportunity here for Laos. Really pile some bodies in. Billy Kekyo is one of their tallest players at 1.8. They don't really have the height. You want to be getting your ball past the first defender at least.
Yeah, these are the situations that are really important for Laos and for sides who are, you know, the clear underdogs coming into these matches. When you win set pieces in those areas, the quality has to be there. Those are really positions in which you can hurt the opposition. Create a bit of chaos with that set piece, especially in the second phases of a set piece at times.
Well, these two sides met in their opening fixture of the last campaign as well, and Vietnam came in for a bit of criticism in that game because it was only a 2-0 win. In Kong Kwong in the 26th minute, Han Van Duk in the 55th. But they have their opening goal here. That slipped under Kyo Udon. And Vietnam take the lead. And who else but their main man, Win Chien Lin, up front.
There they go. That's their early goal that they want. Been dominant since the first whistle. Giving the fans something to celebrate early on. As Michael Weiss looks on. Tien Lin is someone who's hungry for goals. And he gets himself on the end of that. Put it away.
Well, I think Kyo Udon, could he have done better?
Here we go, it's Van Hao. As I mentioned, what he brings to this side. Quality of that delivery. We saw some brilliance from Tiraton with his left foot last night for Thailand. It's Van Hao's turn to impress for Vietnam. And you can see why they're trying to get the ball out to Duan Van Hao on the left in space.
What a superb ball that was, really. Such a great delivery.
It's so difficult to defend as well. Especially if you're kind of facing your own goal, if you've not got your body position right.
Yeah, I think Kyo Udon kind of came out for a little bit and was retreating, was caught in no man's land. Attacks in favour of Vietnam, unsurprisingly. And that is the earliest goal so far. And that's well deserved for Vietnam. They want more. Can he follow up there? Quang Hai. You concede like this relatively early, you've got to reset yourself now, Laos.
Yeah, they do. Look, it's easy to say that, but again, there's such a big difference in the levels of quality between the two sides. You try as best as you can to reset, get yourself back into a defensive shape. But Quang Hai has been enjoying himself. He's been finding these pockets of space in behind Laos' midfield. That's why he's doing a lot of damage.
The Laos have lost their last 3 internationals. They had sort of a hybrid friendly against the Thais under 23s and lost that 5-0. Brunei, they lost 1-0 in September. And the Maldives a few days before that, 3-1. So been the best of times recently, but again, there's another side that lacks that exposure. Good on, no problems there.
I was looking for that early ball into Van Duk. It's Ho Tan Tai. The moment they won it, they took it off. Pele Ketkyo just intercepting that pass from Anuson Sepanya.
Sukapon with another generous attempt on goal, perhaps.
No, I think he was looking for his teammate, number 7, Anuson.
Don't deny
It's
him.
just... I know you want those shots registered as on target as much as possible.
And then we'll be having a diatribe about the quality of those attempts.
Quality of chances, chance quality, so
Yes.
important. Don't be sucked into thinking more attempts means this better football or the better chances.
I want to pad that column of chances created. But yeah, I mean, for Vietnam, this is smiles all around. They'll be delighted with this start. Here's Billy Ketkyo. Van Kemp gives it away. Now Quang Hai slips it into Van Duk. Better ball in, perhaps. Could have created problems. He's now applying his trade in France. Quang Hai. Difficult. Took a couple of deflections. It's going to be a goal kick with Chien Lin.
He's looking for the acrobatic finish. But Vietnam are just all over Laos at the moment. Doesn't quite catch it. Takes a final touch off Hung Tung. Showing a bit more balance now. A lot of it was going down the left with Duan Van Hao. Ho Tan Tai getting himself involved on the right.
Every time the ball gets forward, the crowd starts to get excited. Billy Ketkyo, born in France to Laotian refugees, spent all of his career playing in France and then had a short stint in Malaysia with Sri Pahang this year. Had his Laotian citizenship rushed through just over a year ago to make the last AFF Championship. Duan Van Hao. To Hung Tung. Got away with that one. Laos. Saw the run there from Ho Tan Tai, not the ball he wanted behind him.
Yeah, just had to be into that space ahead of him to keep the momentum of that move going. It's not quite the right sort of body shape to play that pass, Guang Hai.
That was risky, wasn't it? A couple of times that Laos have taken unnecessary risks in and around the penalty area. Van Duk with that shot. Sukapon of all people.
He knows how to protect it.
Yeah.
Sukafon. Seen him do that a couple of times already.
Will have to do a lot of this. Chasing around. Not going to be easy.
Well, that wasn't very convincing from Vietnam.
No.
Ball played over the top. Billy Ket Keo not giving up on it. Almost ending in a moment of confusion in that back line. Lack of communication between goalkeeper and his defenders, perhaps. Some hesitation. There's that foul on Motantai. It's a push in the back from Choni Wenpaset.
Duan Van Hao again. Problem is that it's one or two passes and then they're giving it away.
It's difficult.
For Laos, yeah.
It really is. I mean, as much as you know what you're supposed to do, you know, you worked on the training ground, you know that you're supposed to be positioned here, the pass is supposed to go there. When you're in a game against a side who are obviously much better than you, it happens a lot quicker than it does at training. And that's when the test is, you know, that's when you find out if you're how good you are as a player, how good you are as a footballer, whether you can live up to that, whether you can hang on to the ball under pressure, make the right decisions. Not the best decision there. It was made by Anuson Sepanya.
I mean, it was kind of a similar story, wasn't it, when we discussed that with Brunei yesterday. There are limitations.
There are. You have to understand that. It would be so easy to just sit here and say this is not good enough, that's not good enough, but you need to have a deeper appreciation, a deeper understanding for how things are. Look at the bigger picture.
And they're just so good to watch, aren't they, Vietnam? Let's put out for a corner. Taza.
And Taza, Sip Hong Pan, just in there.
He's varying his balls in, isn't he? Duan Van Hao is going low and fast, and he's curving some in, dinking them.
Yeah, we saw him try to roll one in earlier. We saw him get elevation on that cross for that opening goal. Just keeps that back line guessing.
A couple of Vietnamese players maybe making a half-hearted appeal for a penalty. Nothing doing. Here's Ket Kyo. Well, they played that out quite nicely. Much into that body language and expression.
I mean, that's pretty standard Park Hang-seo, right? I mean, that's pretty much what he
does extremes,
what
right?
he looks like all the time.
But then he goes very lively, yeah.
He suddenly erupts.
I mean, he had that look when they had the goal. The first goal was scored.
Again, expectation, right? He expects his side to be dominant in this one, and expect them to go on and score goals and win this match.
A foul there on Billy Kekio. He was hoping to get a free kick.
I have seen him smile, I promise you.
Yeah, quite the character, Park Hang-seo. Vietnam totally dominating on the ball. Surprising that, perhaps. Here is Kekio. He's having to drop deeper and deeper to get something of the ball. Advian Kiam trying to play that upfield. Just pausing there. Dong Dong. Now Van Hao.
Yeah, again, he's trying to be cute with that pass in. Van Hao almost came off for him.
Listen to that noise, and that's a really disappointing pass, wasn't it? From Supachan.
There was an opportunity there. They
break
had numbers
forward, right?
to break forward on the counter. And just decision making in that moment. Russia blood to the head, lacking that composure and awareness to make the right call. Supachan, Luantala.
77% of the ball right now that Vietnam have. Actually feels a lot more than that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just been camped inside this half. Was that fallen kindly? Oh, Van Dijk thought he might have a shot there. Have a real power generated in that. Tan Tai. Tian Lin. Now this is the break, the kind of opportunities to break forward. There's not really too much more to aim there for Supachan. He's only got Billy Kekio, who has gone down.
I've got to make the decision now whether to keep the ball in play. And I put it out, so Billy Kekio can receive some treatment. Something that happened off the ball.
The little tap on the shoulder probably tells you.
Just, well, there's
actually,
nothing
not that bad. Yeah.
Zhou Zuiman,
As he was running back, right?
Billy Kekio has essentially run into the back of Zhou Zuiman and picked up an injury.
Marco Weiss, what can he work to do here? So what does the team need to do to sort of negate the effects of wing backs, for example? I know in theory it'll sound good, but
Well, obviously you want to try and limit the space for them, right? You're playing in this sort of 4-4-2 at the moment, the Laos, or 4-5-1 at times. Obviously you want to try and maintain that compactness as far as you possibly can. The moment the ball does come out to a wingback who's getting forward, like Van Hao, for example, you need to get to him quicker. You need to be in a position where you can have someone in there closing him down before he's allowed to send the cross in.
Yep.
Stop the cross from coming in, and you stop the first problem. Secondly, if you know a cross is going to be coming in, can you prepare yourself to know that this is a cross I'm going to have to deal with it? Get yourself into a good angle, try and get yourself into a good body shape, a good body position. Again, all this sounds great. In theory, but when you're dealing with that sort of quality and that sort of pace of the game, it becomes a lot more challenging. And I mean, you just had to look at that delivery there. So difficult to defend against.
what a peach of a ball.
Yeah.
It really was.
Because he is essentially, Van Hao found his target.
Yeah.
He's played into the exact space, exact point where it needs to be played into.
now. Wim van Kiet is getting ready already. I haven't seen anyone with an injury problem. Interesting move, perhaps. Let's see what happens in the next couple of minutes. Kekio's there, he's back up and running. An attempt! Dang Van Lam, straightforward for him.
It was a save that had to be made. Came from a long way out. Would have seen it coming. Dang Van Lam. What a goal by Sukafon. You never know. Might just catch out the goalkeeper.
Wow, Quang Hai, just a little wince there from him. Van Kiet has replaced him. And with one of your star players, you're not going to take chances, I suppose. Not in a game like this.
No, there's no need to take any risk, any chances in this situation. And Van Kiet is quality as well.
Oh, yeah.
Intelligent footballer. Good technique. Pops up in some really good spaces.
21 years of age now. One of the veterans of this side. Here's Van Hal. Tien Lin heads that well wide. Yeah, Van Kiet, Hanoi AFC, and one of the more experienced players in this squad. 53 caps. 50 goals.
You know, you were asking me about wing-backs earlier, and in this shape that Laos have set themselves up in, this is not really the best of signs. Quang Hai getting it heavily iced. Something they need to take care of. Looks to be maybe a muscle issue. But when you look at it on paper, because Vietnam are going with a 3-4-3, shall we say, you've got Van Hao on one side here, and he's essentially going to be up against two in front of him, red shirts, right? So,
oh, Kyodong got something on that. Probably a crucial touch. Wasn't the worst ball in the world, was it? From Quang Duc, and plucks it out of the air. Kyodong.
well, for a moment, for just a split second, I thought this was going to just end up going over his head.
Yes, it did.
Had to reach out behind him and make the save. Kyodong Suvana Sangso.
Well, Laos across that halfway line, and they start to feel a little lost. The ball goes back into Vietnam's possession. There you go. There have been 2 attempts from Laos, very generous attempts, I think, and 2 on target for Vietnam, of which they've scored 1. But right now, I guess it's kind of dominated, if you're Vietnam, Park Hang-seo, about the question over Quang Hai.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing he can do about that.
No.
He's got to leave it in the hands of medical team. See what happens, what the... it looks like after he gets a bit of a scan, maybe. The extent of the damage done. He's just got to focus head on the players out there now. Players that are available to him. Obviously, he'll be just hoping that there's not too much damage that's been done.
Big ask here, Michael Weiss, to see what his Chargers can do. drawing the foul there. He's a little bit frustrated at the moment, Billy Kekyo.
He's had a good game though, the number 17, Sukafon. He's been involved for Laos, looking to try and make things happen for them. He's taking on that responsibility. He's one of the more experienced players in this side. Oh, he's got that quality as well, Sukafon.
Here's Advan Kiam. Goes out wide now to Putavong. Now Kekyo. Listen to that roar. This is about as far at the pitch as they've gotten so far. This Laos side. It's the new man that's come in, Van Kiet. Work there from Anantaza.
You see with Laos here, they're just getting sucked into the middle of the park, getting drawn in. That's giving Van Gaal a lot of space. Now he's joined by Van Kiet.
Van Kiet has run down that right hand side, then pulls it back for To Hung Dung.
That's looking for the cutback. Hong Zong making a late run, top of the area. The midfielders need to track. Yet Sukafon just stopped instead of following the run of Hong Zong. Chanta Sive, Kuntom Fon as well, not following the movement of Hong Zong. He arrived for that cutback.
About to hit the 40th minute, and it's the one goal so far. And I recall our conversation last night when Thailand were in a similar sort of position with Brunei. And despite all that domination, the goals weren't exactly appearing till towards the end, but they just kept at it, didn't they? Thailand.
They did. They kept at it, and they created chances. They were creative. They opened Brunei up, they got in behind them, they created opportunities. Ice on the, what looks to be the hamstring of Quang Hai. I'm not quite sure if Vietnam so far have tested Kyodon Suvarnasangso too much.
Chantavisai. Sukafon. Kekyo just gets some kind of touch on it. Duk dropping deep for a little while. Forward by Tan Chung. Kyodon gets away. Putavong. Sukapon. And now Choni. Well, great for Laotians to have AFF football. This is the biggest thing, isn't it, for many of them in this region, this part of the world?
You know, international football matches hard to come by, especially, you know, against quality opposition, and it's very difficult for sides like Laos, for example, and even Cambodia. If you have a look at some of those numbers, possession numbers, slight increase there for Laos.
Oh, that is a cool finish for Vietnam's second. And the skipper, Do Hung Jung, gets the goal that now they can probably feel a little bit more freedom. They already had the whole pitch at their disposal, and they've got that second goal.
That's a mistake that they pounce on. But it's such good composure from the captain, as keeps his head, keeps his cool, passes it in. And they have been the dominant side, Vietnam. Got that second goal before half-time. It's cruising along. Let's have another look at this. They press, they win it back. Clearance isn't completed well. He doesn't get that support coming. A little bit unlucky perhaps for Laos. But Hung Jung, he's been tireless with his running from midfield, getting into those advanced positions. Initially supporting Van Hao. Now that Van Ket is there, he's been allowed to get into more central areas. There he was popping up in the penalty box. Just passes it into the back of the net.
A mistake there from Nalong Sent. As you say, into the path of Vietnam skipper. Well, they'll be happy there, those Vietnam fans, to have that second just before half-time. Into that final minute now, and we've got just a short while to see how many added minutes. Well, a couple of stoppages for injuries. Reminder that earlier this evening we had Myanmar lose at home to Malaysia. Singapore's the other team in this group. They will kick things off on the 24th, and that's against Myanmar in Singapore. 2 minutes of added time. Well, it looks like they're going to make a change now, Laos.
Bit of a strange one.
Yeah.
And they get a free opportunity to make a change at half-time. Almost at half-time anyway. I think they just decided to cancel the change.
You would think so, given that,
Yeah,
as you say, it's a free change.
Foul committed by Van Ket on Anderson.
It looks like they were going to get ready Ekamai, one of their forwards. Billy Kakio had that little injury problem. I wonder if it's, you would think that they'd try to keep him on the pitch.
That's a great challenge. Really good challenge by Johnny Wenpaset. Tracked back, slid in, had to time it well.
Tantai does just enough to keep it in. Oof. Interesting throw. I just pulled up a little bit there. Again, Billy Kakio. So I wonder if he's the one that is going to be hauled off. So, no surprises there. The Vietnam crowd very happy with what they've seen. Michael Weiss scratching his head,
Ladies and
but very dominant so far.
Very dominant, no real surprise here that Vietnam have the lead going into the halftime break. It is a lead that they very much deserve, and you do feel it's going to be a long second half for Laos.
So goals from Win Tien Lin and Do Hung Dung mean Vietnam have a 2-0 lead here against Laos at the end of this first half.
ขอความร่วมมือกับบรรดากองเชียร์ของพวกเขา
ทีมชาติไทยมีการเปลี่ยนตัวนักกีฬาโดยนักกีฬาหมายเลข7อนุสรณ์ใช้ปัญญาออกและส่งนักกีฬาหมายเลข8มันลงเพชรพักดีเข้าไปแทน
Welcome back to the National Stadium, KM16 in Vientiane, where Laos are trailing Vietnam by 2-0 in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022. We're hearing some changes. Manalom is on for Anason. And Sukpachan replaced by Pitak. And probably the biggest miss is the fact that their star man, their star striker Billy Kepkio, who is seen kind of hobbling around, has been replaced by Ekama, who they actually were thinking of bringing on just towards the end of that first half. There you go, confirmation of that. That's a like-for-like change. So 3 changes then made by Laos. Pitak plays his football in Thailand with Nakhon United. 15 caps for his country prior to today. Ekama is 23, earning his 3rd cap. Plays for Champasak in Laos. Manalon is the 3rd player who has come on. He's 30 years of age, earning his 7th cap, and it's from Young Elephants. Park Hang-seo decides to keep the cards close to his chest.
Yeah, already had to make the one change, injury in forced one with Quang Hai going off. Looks to be a bit of a hamstring issue. Van Ket has come on. It'll be Van Ket to take this corner with the outswinger.
No chances, that is cleared away by Sukapon.
Fresh legs for Laos. Billy Kepkio, I think no surprise we've seen him come off. He also picked up an injury in that first half. Wasn't moving around too well. Let's try to change things up a little bit. Michael Weiss, they search for one away back, 2, try to limit the damage. It could be done here.
I suppose the frustration as far as Kepkio is concerned was the nature of that injury.
It was such a strange one as well, almost a freak accident really on the pitch, and that there wasn't any challenge that was put in. He essentially just looked like he ran into the back of Zhou Man and then perhaps lost his balance. Wasn't able to really have much of an impact anyway in that first half, Billy Kepkio.
There was a lot of dropping deep, which is what Ekama is going to have to do as well. He's leading that line out. You can see Ekama. What were the positives for you for Laos in that first half?
I think for quite a few parts of that first half, they were able to hold their own in a sense in those moments where they had to defend. And I think Vietnam, when you think about whether they created lots of high-quality opportunities, I think those were pretty limited.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that the second goal came off a little bit of a mistake, a little bit of an error. But otherwise, Laos, I think, did okay. You know, they tried to work hard defensively. They tried to keep their shape. conceded space out in the wider areas for Van Hao and Tan Tai to use. We see Sukaphon here going out to Tan Tai, making sure he's not got much space to work with. Putting a foul there. So I think in those aspects, in those elements, they did pretty well. With the ball, it was a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Thought Sukaphon was pretty good in possession, hung on to it well, drew a couple of challenges in, drew a couple of fouls. But generally, it's been a tough outing for Laos.
Tan Tai swings that in. Came steaming in, didn't he, Van Duk? The other thing we talked about yesterday with Brunei playing Thailand was not being used to this pace and running out of steam quite quickly.
Yeah, that's right, and that's going to be a factor as well. Those 3 changes that were made at halftime will help for Laos, but it is something. It is something to think about. We saw Brunei essentially towards the end of that game suffer a lot, and they did end up conceding those 3 goals very late into that one. I'd say a lot of that fatigue was setting in. They did look tired. Same could happen to Laos. They've had a lot of defending to do, a lot of chasing to do. Not physically tiring as well. It's not just physically tiring as well, it's mentally. You know, you've got to be switched on all the time. There's a lot of movement in and around you, off the ball, like runners here going in behind. You've got to be switched on to all of that.
Ball over the top, and Van Hao managed to keep it in, but it is cleared away. I think Tortuiman. Pretty much, as I mentioned earlier, camped inside that Laos half, and more of that to continue, you feel, where things are going to go. Why not have a go, Van Kiet?
He doesn't look too impressed, Park Hang-seo. He's capable of hitting them from distance like that, Van Kiet. Searching for the top corner. This is a great shot, lovely angle. See the flight of the ball. Gets too much elevation on it.
Remind that he came on because of an injury to Quang Hai.
Also a reminder, just to give you an idea of what Laos are up against. You know, if you don't follow Asian football too much, or Southeast Asian football too much, and we've already mentioned Vietnam mixing it with the big boys in the Asian Cup, in Asian World Cup qualifying, but also recently beating Borussia Dortmund.
Yes. Oh, that is skewed. Just shanked off the defender there, Nalong Sit. That could have gone absolutely anywhere.
I was just thinking the same thing. It's a decent enough ball that's put in. Again, you don't have Vietnamese players running and attacking the near post there. I think that, from Vietnam's point of view, is disappointing.
So is that corner. There was a similar sort of shank yesterday, wasn't there, from Wafi of Brunei when he just came on. He put it over his own crossbar.
I got enough of a touch on that. Nalong Sit. Santalang Si to get it away.
It's hard enough as it is, isn't it, when you're playing such a good team like Vietnam. You want to cut out the so-called unforced errors on your end of it, where you can control things.
Yeah, absolutely right. You don't want to make it easy for the opposition.
Right.
You want to try and be as stubborn as you can, make it as difficult. And I think, again, you asked me what positives Laos can take from this one, and I mentioned a bit of that earlier, is that at times they have made it difficult. They have made it difficult for Vietnam. They've made it a challenge to really give Vietnam those opportunities to break through them easily.
mentioned, very few clear-cut opportunities for this Vietnam side. Was that falling clear? Flag. It stayed down, did it? Yeah. Tien Lin, he knows that's a chance, and look at that. It's a march out from the dugout, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was just going to say as well that this start to the second half from Vietnam has been a little bit slow. This is a big opportunity for Tien Lin. He needs to put this away. And it's kind of saying a lot about one moment, but you could put it down to perhaps what, a lack of concentration, taking things a little bit too easily, not being serious about finishing off those opportunities. That delivery from the corner as well is not going to be something that Park Hang-seo is happy with. You want to see more of that quality from Vietnam. Want to play at a quicker pace, really put their chances away.
As I mentioned, well, there you go, and they've stolen in Tan Tai to get the goal. Just what they would have wanted.
There you go, that's what you want to see from Vietnam.
And the crowd are enjoying themselves now, again. Just started to dip, didn't it?
Just dip the tempo of the game. This livens things up now once more. It's even got Park Hang-seo applauding the efforts of his team once again. Had to come off his bench. Wasn't too happy with how things were going. I'll tell you what, he's gotten a reaction from out of his players as V. Sundramoorthy looks on.
That's the technical director stealing in there. Ho Tan Tai.
Just have a look at this flick on by Tan Chung. Just does his job and trusts that there will be a teammate making a run towards the back post. Good delivery from Van Van Duk. Whipped in with good pace, and that pace means Tan Chung can just flick it on, use the pace of the cross, helping on its way towards Ho Tan Tai. Simple finish in the end.
Tell you what, that is the Park Hang-seo effect.
You want to see them keep going. You really want to see Vietnam show their quality. Respect the opposition, give your best, play at a good tempo. Was a little bit slow up until that third goal. Let's see if things quicken up now.
There's Tan Tai who goes down.
Have a look at those numbers. 68 attacks for Vietnam, 28 for Laos, 18 crosses. You know how important the wide spaces have been for Vietnam this evening.
I just wonder now, well, that's got behind again. That's poor defending, but what a fine finish that is from Duan Van Hao. Absolutely superb.
Oh, that's quality, isn't it, from Duan Van Hao? Outside of the boot. No chance for the goalkeeper. I feel he's deserved the goal. He's been busy for them down the left. Vietnam really starting to show their class now.
It all started with their coach storming off his seat, coming to the edge of the technical area, wanting more from his side, and boy, they delivered. That's prompted celebrations from the crowd. Duan Van Hao gets in the score sheet. Vietnam are on 4.
Well, just check out this finish. The take, first touch, in behind the defender. And then the technique to get it past the Lao goalkeeper outside of the boot. What a shot that is. Great camera angle, that one. You see the flight of the ball into the back of the net. First touch. And a fine finish from Duan Van Hao's special player. Seal of approval from Park Hang-seo. Goes back down into his seat.
Might threaten to crack a smile at some point tonight. But you fear now for Laos. 4 down, not even an hour gone.
I'll explain to you why I want to see the likes of Thailand, the likes of Vietnam show the right sort of attitude and play at a good tempo. Unlike some of these other sides, we've got a bit of a congested schedule after this. Thailand have a bit of a break, and so do Vietnam.
Yes. So they can go all out today, can't they? They've got 6 days till the next match, which is a toughie. That's against Malaysia. That'll be the game that perhaps many people will feel is a battle for the top 2. Singapore, of course, will think otherwise.
Also doesn't hurt, does it? Healthy goal difference.
Yeah, absolutely right.
You never know how handy that could be.
And they've done it away as well. Very nice for Vietnam. They're going to be at home to Malaysia, by the way. They're away to Singapore, and they're at home to Myanmar. Laos, for their part, they play in just 3 days, and they have to go to Malaysia. Unforgiving schedule for them. Vietnam, are they going to just ease off the pedal a little bit, or are they going to keep going for it on the hour mark? 4-0 up here against Laos.
Well, they have to keep going for it. And they are, Vietnam. A chance to get a few goals as well on your CV, international level.
Going to make a couple of changes now. Another chance here. Oh, that's charged down. That could quite easily have been number 4. It's going to be a triple change for Vietnam. He's come close a couple of times, Van Kiet. Now Sukafon. Laos will be a bit of a sucker punch, 2 goals in as many minutes almost, and it's completely run away from them. 13 attempts to 2. Chantavisai towards forwards. Crowd again just getting a little bit excited when it gets into that sort of area. Vietnam waiting to get those 3 players on.
Yeah, Vu Van Tan, Win Tuan An, and Win Van Tuan getting ready to make an appearance here.
Great names in there. Amazing.
Quality off, quality on. I mean, the fact that they were able to bring on Van Kert for Quang Hai in the first half. Now that's the only concern for Vietnam, is that the injuries.
Hopefully the 6 days might be enough.
And hopefully it's not a serious one for Quang Hai.
Don't want the competition to be robbed of one of the star attractions. So here are the changes then, and Van Dijk is going off.
Team ชาติเวียดนามที่การเปลี่ยนตัวกำลังโดยออกเวลาหมายเลข5เรื่องวันไทยออกและลงกำลังหมายเลข11ผู้วันตั้งออกแทน
So he is replaced by Win Van Tuan.
ออกส่งกำลังหมายเลข11เวียนเวียนออกแทนต่อกำลังหมายเลข20ฟานวันลึกออกและส่งกำลังหมายเล
Wu
ข
Van Tan also comes on.
Substitution for Vietnam. Player number 5.
And Duan Van Hao also makes his way off.
Number 17, Wu Van Tan. Player number 14, Nguyen Quang Vinh.
So Wu Van Tan is on for.
Player number 11, Nguyen
There's you
Quang
can see Van Dijk
Player
as
number
Van Tuan we said. Wu Van Tan comes on for Duan Van Hao.
Nguyen Quang Tuan.
These are changes that make a lot of sense for Park Hang-seo. Allows him to rotate the squad, keep his players in a good condition, with some game time. There's some of the other players in the squad.
Yeah, and Win Tuan An is on for Win Quang Duc. So all fantastic players in their own right.
Tuan An, a workhorse in midfield as well. Shuts off spaces in those areas really effectively.
Van Tan will go into that wing-back position, 26 years of age. 6th cap for his country. Tuan An, 27, both club mates, Wong and Gyalai. 28th cap for him. And Van Tuan, the forward, also 26, also for the same club. With his 44th cap. There's the new man in Tuan An. Chen Lin was hoping to get there. Bringing on that assembly line of quality, isn't it?
Yeah. He's blessed with such a talented squad and production line. Players coming through in Vietnamese football as Laos make a change.
Tachuk comes up for An Viet Kam.
And in a competition like this, we touched on it yesterday, that squad depth is going to be so important because of the games eventually coming thick and fast for Vietnam. You're going to have to make some rotations. You're going to have to use the squad throughout the campaign. And Park Hang-seo is going to have to make the right calls when he does that.
Here comes Vietnam again. Tan Tai does well, does really well. It's all a little bit nervy at the back for Laos. But such a discernible change in the pace with which they're playing very soon after the correlation with Park Hang-seo getting off his seat.
Yeah. Get off his seat, going over to the touchline, screaming at his players, sending a message across. And suddenly they scored a third goal and then the fourth. I mean, in complete control, Vietnam has the chance to add a few more goals, why not?
Yeah. Tan Tai can't keep that in.
He's done well to actually keep himself on side. Sometimes see wide players looking right across the offside line and just switching off. Quang Hai looks on everyone in Vietnam, I'm sure, and even ourselves. I think if you're a neutral looking on, you want a player like him to be around and available.
Absolutely right. Dodriman. Confidence on the ball, zip about them as well. Vietnam. That's given away again. Putavai, Putavong rather, and here come Vietnam. Superpon slipping through, and a rare break here for Laos with Ekamai. Had precious few scraps to feed on this evening since he's come on.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, just getting encouraged to break forward at pace on the counter. Ekamai just couldn't quite find the support. He had numbers in there along with him. It's not like he was isolated. Seen that too many times now from Laos where they've had a chance to break forward at pace. That next pass just hasn't quite been there.
Doing enough to scramble it away. It's never easy being a Laos fan, you knowing that you're even in this region. It is tough. Laos's record, just 2 wins in this competition out of 41 matches played in this tournament. Tantai there, heading well over.
A much better delivery this time from Hong Zong. It's a good leap from Ho Tantai as well, but you need to get up and above the ball.
Laos have conceded by far the most goals in this competition over the years. Coming into this match, 155 goals conceded in 41 matches, so it's almost 4 a match, and so it's proving tonight.
Oh, lovely work by Vu Van Tan.
Vu Van Tan, yeah. Vietnam upping it again here. Van Tuan. Well, that was awkward. Oh, he's done really well, Kyoudon.
Had to bail his defender out. Strange bit of defending by Intachuk. But Kyoudon, Suvana Sangso rushing across quickly towards his far post and preventing any more damage being done. Vu Van Tan though. Wish he was able to get a goal on the record, scoring for his national side. Denied by Kyoudon.
Here's a new man in, Vu Van Tan, full of energy. All keen to impress.
He's still there. It's back up on the touchline again. He wants a couple more goals.
Chung. Not sure how anyone can hear him from all the way back there. Now he's coming forward.
I think he's realised that as well. Not just him shouting from there. It's probably got to get translated to his players. Decided to step off his bench, move towards the touchline and pass on some instructions himself. There he goes.
Right in the bottom corner, left corner. Antoine. Stealing in! Absolutely racing it in, a pace there from Vu Van Tan.
He's such an explosive player, Vu Van Tan. Was wing back to wing back. Tan Tai with the cross coming off the knee of Vu Van Tan. He's going to get the control on the finish.
What a treat, though, to be able to have, knowing that you're playing three at the back and you've got two excellent left wing backs.
Yeah, and two different types of left wing backs as well in terms of the playing profile, what they bring to the side. You know, Van Hau, I think, is more cultured. It's that sweet left foot. You get it out to him in those wider areas. Sends wonderful deliveries in. Vu Van Tan is more direct, I think, a little bit more explosive with how he plays.
That pace of his. Just look into the positions, for example, there. He's waiting to just burst forward, isn't he? There's another change here for Vietnam. Antoine Hai, who's going to replace Nguyen Thien Linh. Antoine Hai is 24 from Hanoi FC. 8th appearance for his country. 8th cap. And he's got a couple of goals to boot.
Got lots of goals for Hanoi in the Vietnamese League. 10 goals.
Patana comes on. Chantabasai. Patana Ponatep, 23, 10th cap today. Bit of a spell in Thailand previously. Referee points the other way to the annoyance of Van Kiet.
Interesting one. He actually looked like he was taken down. The referee feeling a bit of sympathy, perhaps.
That is very, very clearly offside. Man has just come in. Tuan Hai.
Oh, that's a close call.
Oh, no, actually, yeah.
Really close call. It looks like it might just have been on. Anyway, assistant referee having to make those decisions in real time. Challenging.
Now, as far as Laos is concerned, it's really limit that damage, isn't it? I mean, beyond what it is already.
Yeah, and I mean, want to try
not making any forays forward, are they?
They're not. It's been difficult for them all evening.
fairly relentless at the moment. Tantai. Just a little behind. That is skewed wide. Van
That's such a poor attempt at goal by Van Tuan. Lovely move. I mean, Van Quet touching it on into the substitute Tuan Hai, and then having the presence of mind that Tuan Hai to lay it off to Van Tuan. Really doesn't get any sort of good connection on that. Cuts right across it. He should be driving it through it with his laces. Needs to hit the target from there. That's no real surprise. The numbers that have popped up on the bottom left of your screen. Vietnam dominating everything, including the scoreline.
Here's Tantai. The outside, Van Tuan. Inside the final 10. Both sides have made all their changes. And that has found its way into the back of the net, the 5th goal. Van Tuan, after a poor attempt a short while ago, makes no mistake this time.
A much better finish from Van Tuan. And that's what I know he's capable of. So gave him a bit of stick for that earlier effort. And he's responded brilliantly with that drive past Kyo Udon. 5 on the night for Vietnam. They've matched Thailand's result from yesterday already. Did they go one better? Plenty of time for that. Van Tuan has gotten his goal. Let's take a look at this hit. Good work on the edge of the area. And number 18, Van Tuan Hai. Again, good awareness. Just back into Van Tuan. There's far too much time and space for him to take a touch, set himself, and pick his spot. That's a good finish. Across the goalkeeper. Hits it towards the far post. He's happy now.
Still waiting to see a smile. But yes, he is. Should be. And the similarities between this and Thailand, both were going for it, both were relentless. The difference was, I guess, the goalkeeping, because at this stage it was still 2-0 for Brunei.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Brunei's goalkeeper, Jaime, was just outstanding.
But there were enough chances for Thailand to add to that tally. Tuan takes a touch on, and Tantai wide of the post.
I mean, to be fair to Kyo Udon, I don't think he's been given much of a chance with the efforts that Vietnam have had, to be fair to him. And the chances that they've created, Vietnam, have been very good, especially in the second half.
Well, celebrations have started already. The team has been entertaining enjoyed what they've seen. No, there's more to come from this side. There might even be more goals as well. Well, they're all lining up, aren't they?
Oh, that's a good save. That's a really good save by Kyodon. Vu Van Tan is desperate for his goal. Again, takes up a very good position. And he's just trying to side foot it past Kyodon. Oh, I thought he got a touch. Just bobbled away off his line. Sorry, Kyodon. I'm going to have to take that save away from you. I thought it was a save. I thought it was a good save.
Dang Van Lam has been a spectator in this match. And that Vietnam goal, a rare kick from him. Look at that again, that pace. Van Tan coming inside. Just under 5 minutes left now. I think Russian used the word a bit of mercy earlier. Perhaps the referee will show that with the added time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's been too much incident. This is the second half.
Game is done and dusted.
Yeah.
Picking yourself up then, travelling to Malaysia. You don't really have time to let this sink in, do you?
No,
it's just straight on to the next one.
Straight on to the next one, and can just happen so quickly.
Perhaps that's a good thing though, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask the conditioning coaches whether that's a good thing. They're gonna give you a completely different answer.
True. That's very true. One straight at Kyodon.
And again, the players are just really going to be tested. He's going to have to use his squad, Michael Weiss, and you just wonder about the quality in terms of what he's going to be able to bring on. No.
Another chance here. Well, Vietnam are hungry. They want more goals. Time certainly looks there's enough for time. Well, at this stage there were just after this around 3 more goals scored by Thailand, so there's plenty of time. Tough old job there for Michael Weiss, as you said, looking already to the next one. Here come Vietnam now, and Van Tan, who's been great since his introduction. Ho Tan Tai, another one, both those wing backs, excellent. Tan Tai, teasing ball in, looping over the goal from Van Tuan.
That was slick from Vietnam. They removed it around. Created an opening for Tan Tai. Just lift the cross into the area. Van Tuan was there. Van Quet in behind him, getting bodies into the box this late on.
Tougher tests to come for these fans. For now, though, they're enjoying their moment. Again, we hark back to a year ago when these two sides kicked off their respective campaigns, and it was a different story then. With Vietnam labouring to that 2-0. And it looked like that for a little while. They really picked things up, didn't they? Crowd getting excited there with Patana's little run. 4 minutes of added time. So much for our mercy theory.
Well, I think it must be for all the substitutions that were made.
Oh, he just hesitated there, and that is number 6. And he deserves it as well. Vu Van Tan has been excellent since he's come on, and he's rewarded with a goal.
He finally gets his goal, Vu Van Tan. He's gotten himself into some really good positions. Again, another driving, enterprising run in off the left-hand side. Pass that's threaded through into the run of Vu Van Tan. Keeps his cool and slots it past Gyodon.
Well, he's been digging away, he's been picking away, hasn't he, from that left-hand side. And he's finally found his reward.
As good as gold. Fine finish, that one from Vu Van Tan. Again, that directness, that pace, the explosiveness that he shows. It's been such a threat off the left.
You know, the way he comes in, the way he attacks, he's got a real nose for goal, I feel.
Yep. Really picked out by Tuanan as well with their pass.
Very, very good from Vietnam. Another late flourish. Another referee. Is he going to add in some time for that as well?
Michael Weiss is going to have to find a way to dig himself out of this for the next match.
You can't pick and choose who you play. That's the problem.
I think when you look back at this, I wonder if you can really put a finger on what's gone wrong.
Well, Laos now have conceded the most goals in the competition. As far as bragging rights go, well, that is something, isn't it? It is now as the worst defence in that first round of games so far. Could be more. And you're at home.
And I'll tell you what, and you might think this is silly, but knowing fans of Southeast Asian football, because of the rivalries and how heated it can get, there'll be Vietnamese fans who will be saying they've done better than Thailand.
Oh yeah,
6,
yeah,
Thailand's got
you're
5.
right. You're absolutely right.
Can guarantee you.
Oh, going through the socials, it's actually very entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're spot on with that. That's exactly what's going to happen. And Bruneian fans, with the dry, dark humour, will also be celebrating the fact that it's now 6. Pondering his next move. Is another one in the offing here for Vietnamers. Laos just want that whistle to go.
Yeah, at this point, I think Park Hang-seo wants that final whistle to go as well. They're going to get it.
Your overall thoughts on the last 90 minutes?
I mean, it's pretty much what we expected, and I'm really glad I got what I asked for from Vietnam in terms of really showing their class, stamping their authority all over Laos. Yeah, I do feel for Laos, but it's always going to be very difficult for them coming up against this high-quality Vietnam side.
Goals galore here
a big
at
round
the
of
National
applause
Stadium,
to the players.
KM16. They always knew it was going to be tough, Laos. Vietnam, they were a little bit laboured perhaps for parts of that first half, and into the second, they were 2-0 up. And then Park Hang-seo rose from his seat, went to the edge of his technical area, and before you know it, 4 goals more was scored for Vietnam. Tougher test to come. It's been a bit of a baptism of fire here at home after a long time out of international football, especially in the AFF Championship for Laos. But Vietnam underlying why they are one of the tournament favourites here. They've come away from home, they've scored 6 against a side that they only managed to get 2 against last time out, just a year ago. And they've done what they've needed to. They now take a 6-day break before they face Malaysia, a much, much sterner test. Laos, they go to Malaysia.
We thank you for your attendance.
And that's going to be very difficult as well. Well, they'll be hoping for some improvement.
And have a good night.
So celebrations, then we leave you here with scenes from the National Stadium, KM18. Quang Hai, that might be the big blot for tonight's performance, is whether he will be able to play in that next match against Malaysia. Vietnam and football fans really from Southeast Asia who love to see him in action will be hoping that he's available, if not for then for later in the tournament. Well, that ends the first round of fixtures in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022. We look forward to more action coming through in a couple of days, and these are the stats for you. 70% possession for Vietnam throughout. Lots of attempts. Very few saves in the end on either side. Surprised there's more saves for Vietnam than there are for Laos, but there were a couple of speculative balls into Dang Van Lam. And of course, all of that reflected in the scoreline. We'll have a look at the table, and Vietnam ahead of Malaysia with that vast goal difference after that big win here. And those two sides will do battle later on in the competition. Singapore get their campaign underway on the next match day on the 24th against Myanmar. We'll look forward to seeing you then.
Not the best opener at the tournament, but what did you take away from this game?
Yeah, we can take experience because Vietnam #1 in ASEAN. We are new, but we fight together more today, and many players in the Lao team, young boy, but yeah.
Thank you. Vietnamese, okay. Em cảm thấy như thế nào khi ghi được bàn thắng đầu tiên cho đội tuyển Việt Nam tại AFF Cup năm nay?
Thực ra thì ghi được bàn thắng đầu tiên cũng là mở ra một những cái niềm vui dành cho đội bóng, cũng như là giúp đội bóng chơi thanh thoát hơn. Và như mọi người cũng thấy là hôm nay thì toàn đội cũng đã chơi một trận đấu rất là nỗ lực và được đền đáp rất xứng đáng khi mà đã có 6 bàn thắng ghi được trên đội khách và bảo toàn được cái lực lượng cho trận sau khi mà đội Việt Nam phải được nghỉ 5 ngày khi mà phải chạm trán với đối thủ Malaysia rất là khó khăn, và hy vọng là trong trận đấu tới là đội tuyển Việt Nam sẽ giữ được cái phong độ cũng như là cái lối chơi để có thể có một cái số điểm tốt trước đội tuyển Malaysia.
Cảm ơn.